Hello again, here is a quick update on our dilemma that we had. Now, what had happened was we had a lot going on in the chicken run, and so we worked there all evening until it was dark out, and we actually had to use supplemental light to get what we were doing to the point that we got it to. And so, on leaving the chicken run, we somehow forgot to close the chicken coop where the meat birds were housed. And so that stayed open all night. And so the following morning, when we went out to check on the chickens and let the layers out, we discovered that the coop door for the meat birds was open and they escaped the safety of their coop and ended up in the lower level in the indoor run where the layers were. And so the layers were pecking on them because they're not an integrated flock and they're all new to the layer flock. And so they did quite a bit of damage, and we had to go ahead and harvest some of the birds because they had open wounds. I'm telling you, chickens are brutal. But these layers did a number on our meat birds, and so we decided that we were going to harvest them. They were at 1 month old, and so, that's no biggie for us. We're just going to use this situation as a learning experience and make sure that we double and triple check. It does not hurt to check an extra time because it's going to save you on whatever your plans are in the long run. So we went ahead and harvested them this morning. We ended up harvesting all 16 meat birds that we had because when we assessed what damage was done, we only had pretty much 4 meat birds left that was not damaged or not pecked on at all, didn't hit the bottom floor at all. And so we decided, you know what, let's just get rid of it, clean it all up, and then we'll get ready for next batch of meat birds, which we're going to be receiving in July, I believe. I already ordered it. So late July, we're going to get another batch of meat birds, and then again in very late summer into the fall. So let me just show you our meat birds that were harvested this morning. Now, as you can see, these birds yield a good amount of meat, and they were only at 1 month old. We usually keep them for 5 to 6 weeks, sometimes a little bit longer, it depends, but because of the situation we had here going on with the meat birds getting into the space of the layers, we had to go ahead and harvest them earlier than expected. But all in all, we made out pretty good with these birds. Fortunately for us, we're set up on the fly so we can adjust to whatever situation we have and make it work for us. We always have all of our equipment. We always have things in place so that we can go ahead and handle any situation that arrives because we are equipped to do so, and we were able to harvest and process these birds in a reasonable amount of time. And these chickens being 1 month old does not hinder us from harvesting them. Like I said before, I have harvested 3-week-old meat birds as Cornish game hens, if you're aware of what a Cornish game hen is. But now we are going to put these away. We're going to pack it on ice for tonight. And this cooler is a really good one that's going to hold on to the ice for quite a while. We're going to allow the chicken to sit here and sort of cure a little bit for a day or two, and then we're going to go ahead and decide if we're going to cut it up in parts or we're going to leave them whole. Alright, so the chicken's already taken care of. The coop is already thoroughly cleaned out, and pine shavings and chicken poop already dumped on the compost pile, as you can see back there out the window. Scheduled to have some more meat birds arriving in late July, but you just never know. I might be able to squeeze another batch in between. Let me just sleep on it and we'll see what happens. Because while we're storing up for future use, we also like to eat it nice and fresh. And as you can see right here, 2 of the birds that we harvested are seasoned and ready to cook. Let's head out to the garden and gather some food that I'm growing right here in my backyard that I'm going to be preparing this meal with. So right here I have some lettuce growing, and I pretty much use it as microgreens. I'm not a big fan of lettuce, but I do like a nice fresh salad with a mixture of all different types of greens. So I'm just gonna pick on these. I also have some bloody dock going here in this deck box. I'm going to grab a few of those leaves also. Let me grab some more of these lettuce leaves. And the thing about the lettuce leaves and the bloody dock, what I like is that it's a cut and come again. So once you keep popping those leaves off, you're gonna get more growth. I'm gonna grab some of this purple kale and some oregano. And what I'm grabbing here is not just for my green salad, it's also herbs that I'm going to be making my salad dressing with. So I'm just grabbing everything I need because I already planned what I'm going to be cooking. So once I gather my herbs, I harvest it and I head into the kitchen, then I'll have everything at my fingertip I can prepare. I'm also going to grab some of this lacinato kale right here. And I like a salad with all different types of flavors and textures in it. I like a crunchy salad. And I don't like to harvest my greens and let it sit. I like to harvest it nice and fresh and enjoy it that way. And let me tell you, the best part of this salad is that I'm growing it myself. I harvested it right from my backyard and it's nice and fresh. Now we are going to go on to some blue borage leaves, and once I pluck these leaves off, they're going to regrow, and they're growing in abundance now because the weather is not quite as hot yet, and so this spring weather is really good for these herbs and these greens because I'm getting an abundance of it. I'm going to grab some dandelion leaves here also, which is going to be going in my salad. Look at the chickens. They think I brought them a snack, but no, I'm just grabbing some herbs and some greens and head into my kitchen so we can make a meal and we can eat a delicious meal today. Now this is my salad dressing, and what I have here is balsamic vinegar, some extra virgin olive oil, and the seasonings I have cut up in this is oregano. I have garlic scapes, which I harvested 2 days ago. And I also have other green seasonings or spices, as you'd say, from my garden. These are all the greens here. And all I'm going to do is dump this right in here. Give it a little stir. And we're going to be enjoying this with our dinner tonight. Now the salad is done and the chicken is also ready. Here it is, well seasoned with a sprig of rosemary that I grew in my garden. Smells delicious. So we're gonna plate this up and we're gonna head out and have dinner on the patio. So I paired this with some fried plantains and some rice with black beans and other seasonings in it. So this is what my dinner looked like. I have my bottle of water. We're going to light the fire pit and we're going to sit back here and chill while we enjoy this dinner after all the hard work we've put in. So our meatbird situation was a lesson learned, and now we would be double checking, triple checking, quadruple checking to make sure that they're safe and that door is always closed when we need it to be closed. All in all, things turned out well and we ended up preparing and enjoying a delicious dinner after all that hard work. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you again next time right here on Fifi's Urban Homestead and Lifestyle.